Good afternoon.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi, Hoa.
Sylvia.
Do you prefer me to call you Hoa or Bui?
You can call me Hoa. Bui. Bui
I'm
sounds
not I'm
weird.
not used to that name. It sounds like Chinese or something. Are you Chinese?
I am not. My family is from Vietnam.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
nice to host you on Sylvia's Traders Lounge, and it's been a long time coming, but I'm grateful that you're available now.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we'll just get started, and you'll just explain to us about your trading journey, your trading experience.
Okay.
Tell us who you are first, and then we'll get down to the questions.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, first off, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to be able to come onto your platform, Sylvia, and be able to share my experience with you. It's definitely an honor, and I definitely appreciate the opportunity. So thank you. A little bit about myself. My name is Hoa Bui. I am actually from California. I was born in Texas, from California, but I've been living here. But I'm currently living here in Miami, Florida now and it's been about a year now.
Okay.
And my trading actually started about, I want to say, a little over 4 years ago when I sat down with an old friend of mine from high school, and he was pulling out some charts on his phone, and I can remember asking him like, "What is that?" And he said Forex, and I'm like, "Huh, okay." And I saw him making money from it, and so I was definitely intrigued. So about 4 years ago, that was my first exposure to Forex. And at that time, I went ahead, and after that meeting with my friend, I went and I looked up Forex, and I looked up more into it, and I actually bought a little introductory course as well too into Forex because I was curious. But a few weeks in, I didn't really do too much with it because it was something foreign to me, right? No pun intended. Forex it was something completely brand new to me, and I didn't really have guidance, and I didn't really have an understanding because there's a lot of like just these big terms and terminology that I didn't understand. So learning Forex became very intimidating. So I left. So I quit learning how to trade, and so um, my trading style, my trading style would actually come after I would come across a educational platform by
Mhm.
the name of iMarkets Live, and so.
Okay, so before we continue, do you mind adjusting your
Uh-huh.
mic? There's some background noise. I'm not sure if it's your cable or your headphones or your
Okay,
speaker.
give me one second. Is that better, Sylvia?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
So this iMarkets Live, it's an education platform for that's what gave you your background in your training, is it?
Right, right. So I got exposed to Forex a little over 3 to 4 years ago, but I actually didn't start my learning with Forex up
Uh-huh.
until about 2 years ago when I got introduced to iMarkets Live through my roommate, who is the individual that introduced the company to me, who is now one of my best friends as well too, and the top incomer of the company.
Okay. So like can you tell us how you got to know that you would be trading intraday technical analysis as like how you discovered that trading style? Did you get it from your mentor or you just self-discovered it over time?
That's a very great question, Sylvia, because I feel like for a lot of almost everyone starting trading for the first time, that they're told that, right? They're told that, what you want to do is you want to find a trading style. Oh, like what you want to do is you want to find a few pairs to get familiar with. And to be honest with you, when I was thinking about that, saying that to a brand new person, they wouldn't really know exactly what that would mean,
Yeah.
right? And so for myself, how I came about my trading style was you just kind of have to be a fly on the wall, and you just have to try different techniques and different trading styles. And what you're going to find is you're just going to have to, like for example, what I discovered myself, Siva, was that I needed a very simple trading style. And
Mm-hmm.
by simple, I mean as minimal as possible. And so you see those charts that some people will post, and you'll see a bajillion indicators where the point where you can't even see the candles anymore, right? And so uh, I just use that as a drastic example, but yeah. And so for myself, I was like, okay, you know what? Because I would see those charts, and then I would say, okay, that's definitely not my style, because I would feel okay that I I wouldn't feel comfortable hopping onto a chart trying to make an educated decision with that much clutter on that chart. Now, granted, it's clutter for myself, but for other people, it may be effective. And so when it's just on topic of trading styles. So for brand new traders, what I recommend is just learn different styles and be exposed to different styles. That way, in that process, you'll be able to identify what it is that you don't like, because you can't know what you do like until you know what you don't like.
Okay. So like you had mentioned to me that you're a part-time trader because you run some other businesses on the
I
side.
am. I do.
Okay, so how is
I
it like
do.
trading part-time for you now?
It's actually really amazing because up until this, even this past year was really when I really had the ability to be able to give trading the kind of attention that I could. Because prior to this, I was still working a job, and so for 8 to 10 hours of my day, I was at my office, and I was essentially spearheading the marketing for my company. So I didn't really have the time to really be on the charts as much as I could. And so um, what I've been able to do over this past year of being able to have to work for myself. And so being able to trade part-time, it's been amazing because I can trade stress-free. I can trade because I want to trade. Now, granted, some people trade full-time and they make a lot of money, and some of them also are also very stressed, right?
Mm-hmm. Hello?
To trade without emotional pressure and just without stress. And so that's really what's allowed me to be able to be very comfortable with kind of, my trading style and my trading frequency as well.
Okay, your voice is breaking. Sometimes your voice is breaking. I don't know what's up with the sound on your end.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me actually just take this off Bluetooth.
Yeah, if you can take off the headphones or whatever you're using,
Is
it
this
would be
better,
better.
Sylvia?
Yeah, let's try that again.
Okay.
Yeah. So you were explaining to us about how trading part-time works for you because you can be able to handle other things on the side. So, but that must have come with your experience, did you get like the iMarkets Live gave you a good foundation in terms of your grounding into your trading? So now at least you already know what works for you and you don't need to be at the screen for hours, on end, I suppose. Is that the case for you?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So iMarkets Live really did give me that educational platform, and so one of the things that it allowed me to do was, before this company, we had, there's been, we're not the first to do Forex education.
Mhm.
But what Marcus Live was able to do was they've taken the largest financial market in the world, and then we've studied this industry. We've studied it, and then we've simplified it for the average individual. And so when I came across iMarkets Live and I came across Forex again, that was for me, I was like, okay, cool. Maybe this was really something that I could do. It just
Mhm.
wasn't the right time or opportunity. And so iMarkets Live, yeah, absolutely, with the educational platform, the videos, and then also it was actually on the live mentorship. Sylvia, was when I still remember the night when I was on a webinar with one of the educators, actually a really good friend of mine. And I can remember that moment, Sylvia, when everything just clicked. And I'm
Okay.
sure if you can recall that moment for yourself, but that moment when everything just makes sense to you. And it was an incredible moment because I can still remember looking at Forex for the first time and just being completely frustrated with it.
Okay. Had you studied any? Did you have any like financial background in high school or whatever, or you just
I
studied
didn't.
forex
I
as
didn't.
straight out of high school?
I didn't involve myself into any trading out of high school or even
Yeah.
college, especially because Forex was something that I wasn't even aware of up until a few years ago. And so, in terms of basic financial literacy, I had that, but in terms of investing, I did involve myself in some mutual funds. I did invest some money into mutual funds out of college, and that was probably my only experience. And I didn't have any financial experience. My experience was actually in marketing.
Okay, so what emphasis can you put on the mentorship program that you got, for beginning
Oh,
traders?
oh my goodness. I, mentorship is absolutely one of the key components for anyone looking to be able to not only achieve success in life, but also just shortening the process to be able to get that. Because right, mentorship, the one thing that I've come to learn about is mentors not only teach you what to do, Sylvia, but they
Yeah.
also teach you what not to do. And when it comes to investing, knowing what not to do in the markets can potentially save you a lot of time, energy, and money. And
Yeah.
so, what's the big fear? What's the biggest fear that most beginner traders have when they go into the markets live? Right? We're scared of losing money because if we want to be honest, most of us we've never really invested growing up, and so we have a fear of losing money. And so, a mentorship, but not just any mentorship, getting mentorship from individuals that also trade for a living, that trade very well for a living, so that right, so that you're learning from people who actually have examples and are actually leading by example with what they teach as well.
Okay. So that is what you got from your mentors. They were teaching you based on real time live trading. Were you at some point on
Absolutely.
a demo account, and if so, for how long? I mean, would you advise anyone to be on a demo account for say 6 months? Is that a waste of time? What would you say on demo and live trading?
I would say I would say this is actually a very great question because this is something that my roommate and I we've actually discussed in terms of how to properly train our company the right way when it came to demo trading, and something that we preach, Sylvia, that we just unrolled out to our existing and also new customers and students, new
Mhm.
students is demo for at least a minimum of 30 days. Right. So we
Okay.
tell everyone to demo for a minimum of 30 days for a couple of reasons. Because number one, uh, right, you definitely don't want individuals brand new to investing, brand new to trading, coming in and risking real money right away. Right. Because what oftentimes is, they come in with all these hopes and expectations, and then, from seeing other people make money online, through trading, and then they come in and then their first 5 trades, they blow their, $50, $100, and then they completely, you know, call
Yeah.
trading a scam,
Yeah.
right? And so we really wanted to think how can, what is the best way. So we recommend people 30 days, 30 days to get familiar with the technical aspects of trading, but also getting familiar with the emotional aspects of trading, right?
Okay.
Like learning, like being able to experience and processing what it feels to win a trade, but also how it feels to lose a trade,
Yes.
right? And so demo isn't just merely just trading with virtual money. And so we've really positioned it and we've really promoted trading demo, Sylvia, as a key building block, like to being able to, you're essentially being able to sharpen your skill sets that's allowing you to tap into a $5.4 trillion day market for absolutely free, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, so we really just promote for individuals. Demo is very important if you understand the significance of it and how you can utilize it to be able to perfect your craft, right? Perfect it on demo and then go and dominate on live.
Okay. Okay. We still apologize for the technical sound issues, but we will still carry on. Now, you said
No
that you're
worries.
a an intraday technical analyst.
Mhm.
Um, and for most day traders, I'm not sure if that means the same thing, but for most day traders, they tend to suffer from overnight risks and sometimes over trading or maybe revenge trading. The next day, they make a loss. I mean, how do you manage your risk with your style of trading now?
So managing risk, this is actually, again, this is a, another great question, especially for any brand new traders. Is over risking, right? Like, why do people blow accounts, right? Because they over leverage or they over risk. And so, the key to really being able to manage your risk and not over leveraging is really having a clear trading plan and trading goal, right? Because if you're right now, if you're trading and you're simply just trading for the sake of trading, and you're not tracking the trades that you're doing, and you're not having a clear a growth goal. And by growth goal, I mean, what is your daily account growth goal? Do you have one? Right? Are you trying to grow your account by 5%, 2%, 10%? Are you trying to catch 30 pips a day, 20 pips a day? So whatever your goal structure may be, it's very important to have that so that you don't over leverage and that you don't take trades that you don't need to take. So one thing that I do is, how do I calculate my risk is, number one, right? You have to identify, and what I do is identify how much of my account am I willing to risk on this trade.
Yes.
So if you're willing to risk 5%, and it's projected to cash you X number of pips, and then depending on what your risk to reward ratio is, and then you adjust your risk accordingly, and then whatever your pip goal is to be able to achieve your daily profit goal. And once you do that, done, get out of the markets, and then so that you can prevent yourself from not having to take trades that you don't need to take.
Okay. What kind of stops do you normally use?
Generally, I use a very kind of, I wouldn't say tight, but I keep between a 15 to 25, 30 pip stop loss on average.
Okay. And what indicators do you like? What indicators work best for your trading style?
Which indicator? I actually have started to have reduced my indicators. I actually don't use the ADX anymore since we last spoken. And I've really adjusted to really naked trading. Between that and really just using the RSI and the So I've really dropped everything else, and I trade now with just simple naked trading and the RSI.
Okay. So now the FOMC report was coming out this week. Do you factor in fundamentals in your trading, or you're just a pure technical intraday technical analyst?
I do look at fundamentals from time to time when it comes to certain major events, Sylvia. But as far as incorporating fundamentals into my everyday strategy, I really don't, because at the end of the day, one thing that my mentor told me was, at the end of the day, price action will always be king. Now, that's not to say not to completely disregard fundamentals, because obviously that's going to be very key as well.
Yes.
And then it just goes back to the trading style as well too, and it's something that you'll just tend to just kind of find yourself gravitating to, in terms of your preferences. And that was kind of how it happened for me as well. I tend to just gravitated over to this particular trading style.
Okay, whatever works for one. Like, we usually have this debate with one of my business partners about fundamentals and technicals, and he always says that the technical analyst, you will never find them on say Forbes magazine, but you will find the likes of Warren Buffett, a fundamentalist, George Soros, a fundamentalist. And so he says that even though price action is king, the fundamentals do have the final say. But I think that's a chicken and egg kind of situation. I don't know. What we usually do in our strategy is based on swing trading, and we just follow the trend. I mean, that's what we cannot deviate from that. But different strokes for different folks.
Absolutely, because it's all preference, because not necessarily one way is better than the other, and not necessarily one way is more dominant than the other, because I have friends that are absolute animal beasts at trading the news and scalping the news. And so, but then again, I also know and have friends who absolutely crush it and do amazingly well on the technical side as well too. So I'm definitely not putting down putting one up and putting down the other. I'm definitely pro trading.
How big is sorry?
You're good.
How big is your farm, the kind of people that you work with and the kind of people that you coach and mentor? Just briefly take us through that, so that if there's anyone listening in and would want to join you, how would they go about it?
Oh, how would they go about contacting me? Or
do you offer coaching? Say, do you offer anything like coaching to your? What kind of services do you offer to your customers or your clients?
Okay. So yeah, we offer Forex and cryptocurrency trading
Okay.
um, education and mentorship. And then we also have tools and resources as well too, in terms of like signals and also AI software that finds potential opportunities in the markets for our members. So we have a really comprehensive educational and live mentorship program, and that's really our key focus. And so right now we're actually operating all over the world. We're in over 120 different countries, and so definitely anyone who is able to learn, right, to be able to learn from a laptop or phone, you can definitely be able to access our platform.
Okay, so the platform is still with iMarkets Live, or this is now
Correct.
your?
Correct. With iMarkets Live, yeah. And so we're led by an individual by the name of Christopher Terry, and this is someone who's made, massive amounts of money trading over his 20-year trading career.
Okay.
And so what he's done with this company is he's taken his decades of experience, and he's created this organization to be able to teach all the individuals around the world who want to be able to learn this skill set to be able to enrich and empower their lives, the ability to do that, through our platform, right? And how are we able to do that? Well, we've simplified it as much as possible for anyone to learn. So,
Okay. Are you much of a big reader? Like, have you read any
I
trading?
am. I am.
You haven't?
I am. Oh, yeah, I am. Are you asking for like recent books that I've read, Sylvia?
Yeah, that would be like, what book would you recommend to beginning traders
Oh,
seeking to improve their trading?
well, two books, because I really feel like to be a good trader, you also have to be able to be good mentally as well, too, mentally trained and really really purpose driven, right? So really two books. The first book that I would recommend is Start with Why by Simon Sinek. And really the basis of this book, it talks about how individuals are able to inspire action, whether it's in themselves or whether it's in organizations, by starting with why. And by why, he essentially means, right, understanding the purpose and the intent for why you do anything.
Okay.
And for us,
You
it's
said
why we
that
live.
the name of the author is?
Simon,
Mhm.
S-I, yeah, M-O-N.
Mhm.
Last name Sinek, S-I-N
Mhm.
as in Nancy, E as in elephant,
Uh-huh.
K as in kangaroo.
Kenya. Okay.
Kenyan.
Okay, and the
Yeah,
second
Simon.
book would be?
And the second book is actually free, that anyone can find on the internet. It's actually called Naked Forex, and this is actually a book. And this is really one book that I've read that has influenced me to be able to trade the way that I do without indicators, because this book will explain that in terms of why indicators essentially are behind and will always be behind. And so the real way to be able to really have a deep understanding of the markets is being able to look at it and being able to just look at the candlestick price action. So this is a free resource. I definitely recommend every brand new trader, no matter whether or not you stick as a technical trader or not. This book will give you such great fundamentals to the raw aspect of trading that you're going to be able to incorporate into any style. And so I definitely recommend that. It's for free. So you go on Google, type in Naked Forex PDF, you'll be able to
Uh-huh.
find a download link.
Okay, so as we wrap up this session, like, what would be your long-term and short-term trading goals?
My short-term trading goals, I would love to be able to, one of my goals is really to take $1,000 to $50,000 by the end of this year. And then would love to do that
That's a
too.
crazy percentage.
Well, I mean, about a month and a half ago, I took a $300 account to $1,500 in about 4 months. I mean, no, not 4 months,
Okay.
4 weeks. Four
Okay.
weeks. So, 300 to 1,500 in 4 weeks. I could take 1,500. So yeah, it's
Okay, let me ask you, Hor, are you trading on a manual account or systemic, like on algos with that kind of return?
both. Oh no, not both. Well, one, I trade off of my own analysis, Sylvia,
Uh-huh.
and then two, I also our company we have signals that are sent out by expert traders, and so they do research and analysis and they find trade opportunities and they send it to us, and so I take their trading signals as well, and then I combine it with my own trades, and I'll be able to produce those kind of results. Now, granted, I have to say this: past results do not guarantee future results,
Yeah.
and so I can't guarantee profits for anyone that uses our service. So I have to say that. Just but,
Yeah, it's
so
a good
past
disclaimer.
results do not guarantee results. Yeah, I put the same in it. But yeah,
Okay,
that's
it was fun. It was fun doing this interview with you. I hope to have you in future when you have a better sound quality device. But it's a good start. I
I
really thank you
apologize
for
for that.
your
I
time.
thought even on my MacBook it would be better because this is a brand new one as well.
Okay, no worries.
So
Looking forward to having you in future after you make that 49K profits from $1,000.
I will come knocking at your door, Sylvia, with,
You should.
with
You
something for
should.
you to
Yeah.
with something for
So
you to
we'll
produce
keep in
hot off
touch.
the press.
We'll
Okay.
keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for thinking of me and for this opportunity.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay. Bye, Sylvia. Thank you.